I'm here tonight with Courtney Dickinson's. How's you been doing since the pandemic?
Good. It's been an adjustment for sure. It's been a lot to figure out how to get used to this whole new normal thing, especially when, music is all about being out and not being in your home and not being cooped up. So it's been a lot of adjusting and just trying to get, I guess, more virtual, which has been in some ways really cool because I've gotten to connect with people that normally I would have never been able to connect with. But it's also been weird not being out and, at a show live. So.
Yeah, thank God for the internet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What got you into music?
Oh goodness. Well, it's always something that I loved to do ever since I was a kid. And when I was probably, 10 years old maybe, I used to go out to Los Angeles for acting. I actually did a couple of national commercials out there and had some pretty good luck with acting. But I met this vocal coach while I was there, and he gave me some great advice. And that's when I was doing music, I was doing acting, I was doing all sorts of things. And he said, if you divide yourself between two different things, you're going to get 50%. You're not going to get 100% in both. So I tried to take that advice and I focused on music. And ever since then, that's kind of been my one thing that I've gone to. And I started writing when I was 12, and it's just kind of been this snowball effect where every part of music I've gotten into, it's just been in a different time of life or one thing led to another.
How would you describe the music that you created?
I would say it's definitely modern country, but I hear this a lot from people that it has a 90s feel to it, which would make perfect sense because that's what I grew up on. That is my favorite type of country music. I still listen to it all the time. So I would say it's kind of 90s in a way. It brings back some of that the fun feel of it that everyone loves so much, but definitely modern with some of the words and some of the instruments and everything.
Okay. What's your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song, it kind of changes a lot because with different years, we'll usually switch up the set list a little bit. And the one that I've been doing lately that I just love is Neon Moon. If people don't know, because I did it on live the other night and someone didn't know that it was a Brooks and Dunn song, but it is a Brooks and Dunn song. But Casey Musgraves actually did her own version of it with them a couple of years ago, maybe. And it is, oh my gosh, it's so, so good. And it kind of made me fall in love with the song again. So that's the one that I've been playing a lot lately.
We're going to play your new track, See You Here.
Yeah.
Front porch on your old farmhouse. Been a while, but I still see it clearly. Cigarette smoke filling the air. Close my eyes and I feel you near me. Every word you said, everything you did, still running around my head. Don't need to flip through all pictures to remember you. 'Cause I see you here. Even though you left, you're never really gone. You're here. might forget when you're living on. Damn, I wish you knew how much I'm missing you. All the memories and tears won't disappear. I still see you here. Still see you here. I still see you here. Front porch on your old farmhouse. Been a while, but I still see clearly.
It was a pretty good song.
Thank you.
Did you write that song, or?
I did. I co-wrote that with two other writers, Max Gabriel and Davis, also. So it's a really cool song. So meaningful to me, and it was just so fun to write. Also very emotional, obviously, but it was just getting those words out and how you felt about. For me, it was about my grandparents passing, and it just took a while for me to write it, but it actually came to the writer's room as Feel You Here, and our work tapes were always Feel You Here, and we kind of changed it as it went around, went along, and the way it turned out was exactly what I felt and exactly what I wanted to say, and I was just very grateful to have two people that helped me get those words out, and have it mean as much as it does to me. And it's just, it was such a meaningful song for me to write and put out and to share with people. And the video actually is recorded at my grandparents' farm, so that made it even more special, adding that element into it.
Wow, that's awesome. Talking about the internet, how do you feel that the internet has impacted the music business?
I feel like if we did not have the internet now, music would have died with COVID, with the pandemic, because there was no way for us to get out. So I know before the pandemic, people had their opinions about how things were, going around in the music industry, with everything being streaming, everything being on all these social media platforms, and even doing virtual shows. I remember 2 or 3 years ago, that was unheard of. If you asked for a tip on a virtual show online, people were like, no, I'm not going to, it was crazy. But the fact that we kind of had all that set up already in some capacity, I think saved music for the pandemic, because for about a year, pretty much, we've not been able to do anything. I mean, luckily, I've had a handful of live shows at local breweries and everything. And like Harley Davidson, I did a local thing there. But for the most part, it's been kind of, everything's been online. So without online this year, without people streaming music and watching virtual shows, I don't know what we would have done. Because, I mean, other than radio, there was no other way really to hear music this year.
Okay. What's the best advice you ever been given?
The best advice I've ever been given?
Yes.
Ooh. Someone in a competition once when I was I don't know how old I was. It was a long time ago. It was a coach actually that we got to go through these coaching sessions. It was a McDonald's competition. I don't remember exactly all the things about it, but it was this guy, and he was the coach for all of us. He was getting us ready for the finals. And he said, turn nothing down but your collar, because you never know what you might get, an opportunity. And it just, I don't know, ever since he said that, there have been times I have not lived by it that I should have, and I looked back and wish I would have. But just thinking about that, okay, you never turn an opportunity down, because you don't know what it may lead to. And the times that I have gone through with an opportunity that maybe I didn't really want to do it, or it was very inconvenient, or anything like that. when I've gone, there's always been something good that's come out of it, either leading me to something else or just a really good experience. So I feel like that's probably the best advice I've been given, music-wise at least.
What's next for you?
Well, I am working on a new single right now at the moment. It's already been done. Like, we've already recorded it. Everything's ready to go. It's just now in the, as I call it, the fun waiting phase, where we get to talk about releasing it, and we'll start teasing it for it. So be looking out for it in the next month or two, because it's coming soon. So I have a new single coming out soon.
Okay. Will you have a new EP or something like that?
A new single for the moment. Lately, I've been doing singles just because doing a full-length album or an EP is just so expensive. And if I did a full-length, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the other things I'm doing. So people just like to hear music constantly. And when you do an EP, you can't release something as soon as people want it right after. So it's just been singles lately. But for people that do still like that physical copy, what I've been planning on doing is taking my past 3 singles that I've done. Well, this upcoming one will be the 3rd one, and then adding a 4th to it and having an EP with all the past 4 singles, so that people have something physical that, that people still want that physical copy. Then I'll have it for them.
Okay. Where can people go see your music, videos, and events?
Most of my stuff can be found on CourtneyDickinson.com, which is Dickinson, and all of my socials, so Facebook, Instagram, are both Courtney Dickinson Music. So is TikTok. Everything's pretty much Courtney Dickinson Music except for Twitter, but that's because my name was too long. So, but all those links can be found on the website, or you can just search Courtney Dickinson Music, and I'm the only redhead that'll pop up. So,
well, thanks for being on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Meeting you.